Well, first of all, our job is all about graphic. So, it's very important that the CV is not a boring piece of paper. So it's very important that it's catchy. But catchy is not good enough. So it needs to be catchy. It needs to be something which is simple, quick to read, catchy, but then you need to understand the content very quickly. So you need to know straight away the university the person went to. You need in 3 or 4 lines to understand the practice that the person has worked to if he's worked. So those things need to go straight away, because actually we receive so many CV that we haven't got time to look in depth. So if on the first 3 or 4 lines, if it's well written, well presented, we grasp that this guy or this lady has something interesting to offer, then we read beyond that. If you don't have that straight away, it's gone. The other thing is a CV without a portfolio is irrelevant. We wouldn't even look, if a CV comes in, we don't look at it if it doesn't have a portfolio attached to it, whether it's an electronic copy or a paper copy. I think, first of all, the way we approach our work, we are all very team player, and we love what we're doing, and we are not big-headed. So what I'm looking for when I interview someone is to have someone who is very simple, approachable, who doesn't think of himself or herself, very highly, but someone who really, you could feel, is really passionate by what they do, whatever the level of experience, someone who is, not frightened to test and to go in depth of something, and to whether it's a student who was done in their last project, something where you could see that they've really went into depth, thought very hard about it, and it's very personal. The projects we do are quite big, and therefore we need to be teams. And so that aspect is very important, to see that that person could be a team player. Not at all. I think there's no recipe. I think very often and also it's very different depending on where people come from. Very often the best people we find are people who come not necessarily with the best graphic portfolio, but who come with who come with something very unusual from where they come from, something you wouldn't expect. No, it's irrelevant. I think if you look at the people working in our office, they all look very different, and they go from very casual people to some people who are very smart in the way they dress. No, it's totally irrelevant. Again, it varies a lot, because we have probably more than 50% of our staff who are foreigner, and so foreigner people will have very practical questions that they ask, which you would expect, because a lot of them don't know London, don't know what to expect, even salary-wise. Sometimes they haven't got a clue what they should be asking for. So there's a lot of very practical, simple questions. But it shows, if people ask you very pragmatic, simple questions, it shows that they are on the ball, they show that they are serious, and that's important too, because you don't want to employ someone who you think in 3 months might be flying and thinking of doing something else. We have a very low turnover of staff in the office, because people tend to enjoy, obviously, hopefully, working in the office. Design orientated, and then very technically minded, and at the same time loving to build.